This is the text, The Canoeing Adventurers, about the Maoris in New Zealand. It's in your books, there's 7, page 140 to 143. The Canoeing Adventurers. Polynesian seafarers. In the Pacific Ocean, there are several islands. This group of islands is called Polynesia. Archaeologists and historians have found out that the people of Polynesia set out to discover new territory in their large canoes. The Polynesians traveled in many directions, but some made it to New Zealand between 1200 and 1300 AD. These people are the Maori forefathers. They call the land Aotearoa. Life in the tribes. The people formed groups and lived their lives in tribes. They were gatherers and hunters. Sea animals and animals on land were important resources. This was their food and meant the difference between life and death. To protect their resources, the different tribes fought battles. Combat often meant fighting hand-to-hand with weapons made of stone and wood. Before battle, the Maori used to perform a dance called the haka. While dancing, they also chanted. To accompany the chanting, they used aggressive foot stamping and rhythmic body slapping. They also stick out their tongue in a frightening manner during the dance. Until the European settlers came, known as the Pākehā in Maori, these groups of people lived a simple life. The Pākehā. In 1840, the British colonists decided to claim New Zealand as British territory. They did not use force of arms, but they got the Maoris to sign a treaty which gave the Brits sovereignty over Maori land. The treaty was written in both Maori and English. Not everything was easy to translate, since there were words in English which did not exist in Maori. That led to misunderstandings and disagreement between the settlers and the Maoris. Not all Maori people found this agreement positive, and some feared that the Maori culture and identity would disappear. They therefore took up arms against the new settlers. Because the Maoris belonged to different tribes, it was difficult for them to unite against the new settlers. From 1840 until 1870, there were several clashes between Maoris and Pākehā. Maori land was confiscated and British troops were settled in parts of the country. Maori life today. After the Europeans settled in New Zealand, life changed for the Maoris. The Maoris led a rural life, while most of the Europeans gathered in cities. From being a people strongly rooted in tribes, many Maoris left their tribes over the years in pursuit of work. That meant giving up traditions, but also on the strong social bond and controls. Even in the 21st century, life for Pākehā and Maori differs widely in social, economic, and educational standards. Like many other indigenous people, the Maoris have had to face challenges connected to loss of land, traditions, identity, language, and social and economic prosperity.